should we just start?
No.
Alright, well.
What do your show notes look like?
Do you want
Let's just agree on some show notes.
Oh, you don't want it to be like last time
Well, what's better?
I don't know. I like the idea of keeping it a surprise. Unless do you want to just do it like
I mean, there's going to be similarities. We already talked about what we wanted to do, but I like the spontaneity, I guess.
All right, we're going spontaneous.
We'll do whatever you want. You control the recording.
Yeah, that's true. This could all be in it right now. Welcome to Pound It.
Pound It Internet Edition.
So it's been a couple months since the last time we recorded one of these.
Yep.
We're both now in completely different states.
States of mind, college.
Sure. I'm in what they call a lonely state, New York boy.
New Jersey.
Yeah, New Jersey, the loneliest place to ever be.
We gotta talk about college. Because the show notes, that's the first thing on there.
Okay. First thing on it is college. I mean, let's save college. You know, we talk about college every show. You know, I bet the audience gets bored of it. Oh no! You know what we should talk about first?
What do you mean? All of our audience is like in college now, and it's the most relevant thing. Most of them are just people we know.
Okay, wait. I want to say though, the first thing we should talk about is the Pound It episodes. We haven't done that where we reflect on everything.
Oh well, I haven't even. I don't hear them back. I don't like hearing my voice.
I have to hear them back because I edit them.
I have long pauses that I don't
like. I stumble too much with my words and say like. We both say like too much, way too much.
Miami.
So this Pound It, like is a banned word. Every time I hear you say it, I'm just gonna scream at the top of my lungs. And I'm in an apartment, so that's dangerous for me.
Me too. I have roommates.
So I have a downstairs neighbor who can hear each footstep I do.
That's cool.
There's actually a little bit of a history with this neighbor. I've been to this apartment before. This isn't even in the show notes, but I've been to this apartment before, and like, it's this like Indian.
No, like.
Oh fuck! It's this Indian older woman, and she brings like, oh fuck! She brings.
I'm gonna snap every time.
She brings groceries and Panera Bread treats and just bread and gifts like that. That was a proper use. That was a proper use.
To you?
Yeah. She completely gives us these gifts of food. And it's overabundance. It's like $15, $20. Like every other week she would give it to us. And she'd just knock on the door and talk to my sister. And she's this woman who's in her 40s. It's kind of really weird. I don't know. Is this neighborly? Is she just a really good person and I'm an asshole for being like, why are you giving us all this nice stuff? I don't know. It's kind of creepy. It's just like, I don't know. Maybe that's New Jersey, New York loneliness where, you know, interact with your neighbors.
Well, there's the concept of giving a gift to your new neighbor, but I don't know about
doing it consistently. Yeah, I don't know. It's just something that kind of freaked me out the first time I was here, and like, and the way that she just would conversate with my sister at the doorway, and it just feels like she's lonely, you know.
What do they talk about?
Neighbor stuff? I don't know. I was just so creeped out. I just wanted...
They talk about the bread?
How fresh it is.
So she buys it. She doesn't make it.
No, yeah, she buys it. If she made it, I wouldn't trust that. That would be scary.
I think I would trust that more. It's like, oh, I have too much of this. You go.
No, yeah, that's what she says when she gives us like, oh, I bought too much.
Yeah, well, she's buying too much.
Yeah, maybe she's just a really hungry person.
She overestimates every time she's in the grocery. Like, I think I'll eat that bread. Nah.
Aw. You know who would eat it? My neighbor.
I've been doing all this time. I think they expect it now.
Alright, that wasn't even a topic on my mind.
We have to relate it to everything else now.
So yeah, I'm living in an apartment with my sisters. Gabriel, you're living in MICA,
Yeah.
dorm buildings,
Hmm.
and you're having
Surrounded by people my age.
yeah, you're having a blast. It seems. I don't know.
Yeah. People are commenting I'm much happier.
Oh my god. Honestly, NYU. I wrote in my show notes to discuss that NYU is the school of loneliness.
Yeah, there's no campus.
Yeah, it's
And
just
you're not living on campus or
especially
like
that
the
I'm not living
urban
on campus.
area even.
If I was living on campus, at least I'd like have a reason to interact with people. I don't know, it just feels so forced whenever I try and talk with people.
Damn.
It's such a hard hump to get over.
See, that's hard, but like the thing I'm jealous of from you is you have better events than me.
Oh yeah, yeah, they because where our tuition goes to these events, it's the most
Yeah,
extravagant, expensive things they can do.
I don't know how to feel about that yet. I'm just like reflecting on it. It's like,
I'm paying $50,000 just so that way they could rent out big opera theater houses.
yeah, and it's like I want to be like, oh, that's too much, but I like it.
Yeah, it's the funnest part. It's the coolest part. Like
Right.
when I'm in these events, when I'm sitting down during these concert halls or whatever that they're playing for us, I'm proud to be an NYU student. I'm like, fuck yeah, yeah, I
You
earned
said
this
like,
shit.
you said like,
Oh shit! Oh my god, I didn't even notice. God, the NYU events are insane. Like, there are. It's a good way of just censoring me.
wait, did
There,
you say like in that?
no, 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 I
Okay,
didn't.
okay.
I didn't. You're starting to project your likes. You're.
Well, we say it like all the time.
Oh. I wrote in the group chat about the big concert thing they did. They put on a full hour and a half musical comedy on
Yeah,
the NYU rules and regulations with like with
yeah, I remember.
songs, yeah, songs on depression and sexual harassment and racial equality and partying, hooking
Mhm.
up. But it was like it was so it was so pleasant. It was so wonderful. I had a smile on my face until like near the end when it went on too long, and I realized I finally reflected on the Multicultural Day performance. I'm like, this is probably how the audience felt when we were performing, where it's like, I
Yeah.
really enjoy this, but you guys got to wrap it up. It was comedic, like it actually was funny. They didn't censor themselves. They didn't shy away from making jokes about any topic, and they even made meta jokes about, is it okay to joke about this?
That's
Um,
good
yeah,
because here it's just diversity and it's the one opinion
no, yeah, I
and
guess
very
because
little jokes
it's New
actually. This
York,
is
it's got
serious. This is very
edge.
serious.
But yeah, I miss the weird. That's something I miss so much. There is no weird artsy kids in this school. We're all freaking shy, introvert intellectuals. And like and business students and chemistry and biology students.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to talk to people.
it's a cool mix. I'd give you that. Like I'm also I don't know how I feel about like the majority of my school being just weirdos.
I miss it.
But it's not just weirdos. I mean that's a big generalization, of course. But you just find the cool people. I'm finding the funny people very easily.
I'm not. That's my problem. I can't find the funny people.
You have to. I'm really waiting until you have your classes so that you
Yeah,
find the
I feel like I'm gonna find people with my sense of humor finally when I get to classes. Orientation's just a bitch. Like trying to, you just talk to whoever's next to you. You know, it's not really like
So you just show
yeah.
up to these events and that's your orientation, or do you have like orientation
Yeah, you
leaders and
said
like
like
upperclassmen?
you said like twice. Okay, continue.
Do you have orientation leaders?
Today I was supposed to meet my orientation leaders. There's an event to meet him, but I skipped out on that and I just went home.
It's really pointless, but like,
I can tell the story of what happened today. Today I just went in. I wanted to go for the morning two morning things. Okay, the first event was about your career and getting a career in Tish, and it was really informative, and I'm glad I went to it. Talked about internships and things like that. That was an appropriate use. But then the second event I wanted to go to was an event we've discussed before, which is let's talk about sex Jewishly. And how do you not want to go to it? I thought like all the comedic people were gonna be there. I thought
I don't think people like Jews as much as us. And I said like, but in the other way.
Yeah. That's
so
fine.
That counts.
Yeah, I thought like I thought I thought people would gravitate towards this event like I did because of just the title. It's just genius.
Mm-hmm.
So I show up. I walk 15 minutes out of my way just to get to this place because I'm so driven. I'm so driven to find out what this is. The description was so vague. It was just like, let's talk about sex Jewishly. And that was it. There's nothing.
It was like.
God. So I show up. I put my ID on the scanner. And it doesn't work. The door's not budging. And I start panicking.
Not Jew.
Yeah. Already, things are going wrong. The guard finally sees me and he lets me in. And I walk in and there's nobody there. It's completely empty. I look down a hall and I see a room. So I start walking to that room and there's 4 boys and a rabbi. And that's it.
That's a start of a joke. Clearly.
It's just 4 boys and a rabbi. I awkwardly shuffle in. I grab a bag of chips, which I still have with me right now. I grab a bag of Stacy's Simply Naked pita chips.
Is that what Jews eat?
Yeah, I guess so. It was this and bagels. That was the only food.
Okay, of course bagels.
Yeah. And so I go over and I sit on the couch and I introduce myself to them and we shake hands and like, and the thing that we talk about is just NYU and courses and things like that. Things that are that. And one of the kids wanted to be a film kid, blah, blah, blah. And I was talking to him about that. We were making jokes. And I was like, oh, this is a very fun atmosphere. I'm enjoying this. And then the rabbi walks over to me. And he's just like, oh, okay. So where are you from? I'm intimidated because I've always wanted to be in the presence of a rabbi. And so I explain, oh, I'm from Miami. And he's like, oh, but where are your parents from? Where are you really from? And I say, Ecuador. And there's a contemplative look on his face for like
There's no Jews in Ecuador.
No, the next question that comes out of his mouth is, so how many people are in Ecuador? And I say, oh, I don't know. And the guy sitting next to me is like, oh, I'll Google that. Then he rephrases the question. He's like, how many Jews are in Ecuador? And I just respond with, not many. And I can see it in his face that he's like, he knows I'm not Jewish, but he doesn't want to say it. He's scared of calling me out.
I would have been I'm not Jewish.
I don't know why I panicked, and I decided to just keep going with it.
You wanted to feel like you belong, you know?
Yeah,
it's a human thing.
I wanted them to like me. So it keeps going.
This is about liking. This is liking and liked, I guess.
Wow, the trilogy. So I'm talking with the boys again, and finally one of the boys is just like there's no reason. They look at there's no reason. They look at the time, and the boy is like, oh, that was appropriate version of like, no, that wasn't. I'm kidding. The boy looks at his clock and he's like, oh, I did it again. He looks at his clock and he responds with a gasp. And he pulls out a little booklet and it has Hebrew. It has Hebrew symbols all over the book. And he flips to a page and he just starts chanting in Hebrew. And I'm eating my chips. And then I look and I see that everyone has their head down. And they're muttering, and I
put
just
your head down.
and I take a crunch during this, and then I slowly wise up and I put my head down too, and they're all muttering under their breath Hebrew, and so I start just muttering gibberish.
I think I would put my head down, but I don't know. I don't know if put in that situation I would be mumbling. I
was doing it under my breath, so that way, they couldn't hear me. And always, like, looking up to check when we're done. And then, finally, like, he closes the book, and there's a long minute of silence. And then he's like, okay. And he puts away the book, and he's like, I have to go now. And so those two boys leave, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, I'm realizing I have to get out of there. Because it's just going to be questions now. Like, I look over to those two boys, and I see that they are really questioning me at this moment, and I can't keep explaining and faking that I'm Jewish. I'm getting too red. So I respond, I have to go now, too. I say, what time is it? And they say it's 10:13. I've been only here for 15 minutes. The event's supposed to be an hour. And I'm just responding with, it's time for me to go. I got something to do. And so I get up, and I never told you this part, but I'm walking a couple paces away, and one of the boys calls out to me, and I turn around, and then he's like, they're both looking at me concerned, and I think they're going to drill me with a question, and they just ask, so have you been to the equator? Is that where Ecuador is? Where is Ecuador exactly? And I'm like, I haven't.
Equator.
Yeah. I respond with, I've actually never been to the equator. I know, common, misconception, Ecuador, it's right there, but it's not exactly at the equator. So I haven't been. Something I gotta do one day. Maybe I'll see you guys another time. And then
I'll see you at the equator.
Yeah. And then I walk away. That was the best moment of orientation so far.
Did you have the impulse to laugh at any time? Just like
when I got out of there, I broke down
like you
laughing.
could control it?
I could barely control. I had to get out of there. I realized if I stayed there any longer, I would have broke, and I would have felt really bad. So that's why, as soon as I got out there, I laughed so much to myself, and then I called you.
Yeah, I was just like on the computer watching videos, and then you called me to relay this whole thing.
Oh my god, that was a moment.
I didn't even know what you were talking about at first because I wasn't looking. You didn't use the context. I wasn't reading.
You just thought I was at a Jewish.
Yeah, you're like, whoa.
No, yeah, that was let's talk about sex Jewishly. That was it. The big mystery.
Happy you did that.
Me too. The best part of orientation so far for me.
The only Jew-related stuff I've done is I was walking by a bookstore actually, and there's a book called let me pull it up because I recorded it. I wanted to read it later.
Oh.
The cover was two Jewy looking people with like blunts around a birthday cake, and they were lighting their blunts with the candles of the birthday cake, and the title of the book was Jewtopia on the bottom, the chosen book for the chosen people.
Ooh, whoa.
Yeah, and it just
Did you go in and look inside of it? Because that's one of the world's greatest mysteries now.
No, well, there was a
Jewtopia
fake
could
price.
be anything.
There was a price inside there that was like it was crossed out. It was $25 like flat, and it was crossed out, and then it said just for you
Wait.
$24.99. It was part of the cover, I think.
That's a genius marketing ploy.
Hmm.
I would have bought that book. Gabriel, come on, you gotta go back. You gotta find out
I'm
what
not gonna.
Jewtopia
I
is.
don't want to buy it. I just want to pirate it like a good person.
I just want to hypothesize what Jewtopia is.
I took a picture because I thought it would be a comedy book about Jews and our fascination with Jews.
Like, do you have to be Jewish and in order to reach this place of nirvana when high? Is that it? Is it? Is it like?
I don't know. I'll have to tell you. I met one Hasidic Jew here that I know of.
Ooh.
I just had an awkward conversation with, not really awkward. I don't want to say it's awkward, but I just brought up that I liked that he was Jewish. and something or other Hasidic Jewish is more like Middle Eastern or something, and he's not practicing
Oh,
like
okay.
Jewish stuff. So he is Italian / Hasidic Jew. I couldn't parse any more information about the Jewish culture because he doesn't practice it, so I was disappointed.
Damn it. I should have. Now you're making me regret, like, just leaving immediately. I said, like, again. You're making me regret leaving there. Because I should have just admitted to them and been like, look, guys.
I just want to reach Jewtopia.
Yeah, I'm just really curious on what Jewtopia is. I saw this book at Barnes & Noble.
Oh yeah, Jewtopia. That's one of our books.
That's the second Shalom
books. Yeah.
Oh god, I hope I meet more Jewish people. Like they were the most interesting people I've met so far.
You know how I knew this guy was Jewish?
How?
There was an event that was happening. At orientation, there's so many events.
Yeah.
That are mandatory or not mandatory, and this one was mandatory. It was a diversity counseling thing.
Oh.
There's been so much diversity, liberal, super that way.
I'm surprised we haven't done that at all. Like most of our events are just like
Broadway. Consent into you at all?
Well, that was the NYU show.
Show.
Yeah, that musical
At least they
covered
did it
everything.
funny.
Yeah, they did it. They did it.
You could hear a pin drop in mine.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's how it normally is done. Like my sister, she is a orientation leader for FIT, so she does that stuff. And she was telling me that usually it's mandatory for you to go over, sexual harassment and everything that they have to do, that they have to tell you. I want to say morality-wise, but you know what I mean. Ethically, how to handle yourself in a college. Like, it's mandatory for the college to go through that with you. And I think for NYU, they did that all in the musical, and that's how they covered it, which is genius. Proud of my school.
I wish I saw a musical. But anyway, at this event, the main thing I remember about it was the main person that was doing it is this, like, pastor, big guy.
Whoa. And
he like said his whole life story, that he was like a big old closeted gay boy until like he like came out at like 39 and he had to like leave his family and stuff, and everyone like rejected him until he found like the MICA community and stuff.
Wow, jeez.
Yeah, it was like a big like big credibility thing. You really warm up to him after he like spills out his guts in front of you.
Hey, that's always been my strategy with life.
Life?
Ah! No, I said life!
Oh, okay. I take it back. If I could do a reverse banjo thing.
I'll reverse it and pose.
Okay. So he had this plan of reading out this like this script where it's different groups of people, different tribes, and so everyone has different tribes, and when you form a tribe, you kind of ignore other people's tribe or identity in other tribes.
Mm-hmm.
So but there's good and bad stuff there. So you wanna seek out differences because those differences unite you, but also don't have prejudice against people. Yada. Being a chill person. And so he reads out like
it's hard. It's
different tribes and groups. So he first starts off with just normal stuff that isn't really offensive
okay.
or like someone would be like upset about. Like, what's your major? I'm just gonna say like there because it's necessary.
yeah.
Like,
oh, Gabriel.
what's your major? And what hall you're living in the dorms. And then it slowly went more like intense. So like, if you're like, if your parents are divorced, that was one.
Yeah.
Your ethnic groups, like, he was saying if you're Asian, the Korean, a long list of like Asian things, and then like every this is a song now.
Yeah.
Every form of black, like Caribbean. Jamaican, and then you go into the specifics of that. The Hispanics, of course. Me and Jenny just like shot up and danced.
Oh, good.
And then if you were gender non-conforming or whatever else, you stood up. If you're transgender, stood up. And then in one big lump, it was like if you gay, bi, lesbian, stand up, all of that. And that's how I know that guy's Jewish. This is how.
Yeah, you didn't have to tell everything of that. Like
Well, I thought it was interesting because everyone got really emotional after that. We had like a sit down, and people were like crying.
I want something like that for NYU. I want like a group circle or something. Because it's just a lot of events where it's hard to just interact with people.
You missed it. The OL meetup.
Is that a circular thing?
At least it was here. We would do icebreakers. So you say each other's names and then do games.
I should have went to that. Whoopsies.
Instead you're podcasting with your long friend.
Yeah. Hey, this is much more worth it.
Mm-hmm. So I hear being at MICA, being at art school, I don't think you're in any of danger if you like if you lie about or if you don't lie about your identity at all. Like if you're gay, it's cool, 50% or more, or like that. Different ethnicities. Some people got wrapped up about their ethnicities, being biracial or being like Middle Eastern or any of that. Yeah, people were crying. It was very intense.
You know something I realized why NYU fits me, or why like they would accept someone like me, is that their brand. I established their brand in my head as like, prestigious whatever school, but hearing the dean and everyone talk, their brand is much more like, these are the kids who will not like pour milk on their heads, but kids who want to break rules, or kids who want to like want to do things against the norm type of thing. It's not weirdos per se, but it's just people who want to challenge things and don't like the constrictions of regular schooling. That's in that sense, it is more artsy than a normal school. That's what the dean was like doing, is like he was like, yeah, yell at me. He was saying, yell at me, come on, do it, just interrupt my speech. He's like, boo at me, yeah.
Wait, you said like.
I
like the funny speakers. I have at least one really funny guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, his name's Rich.
Ooh,
He
wealthy.
he was talking. He basically is the schedule guy, and he's just talking. Don't miss your classes and shit. And so every other PowerPoint page, the first one's like, okay, guys, don't miss your classes. I'm serious about this. You know, you really don't want to do it. And then the next page is, all right, guys, don't fucking miss your classes. What are you doing? You're spending so much on this. It's like every time you go to class, you're burning up like a wad of cash if you don't go there. All right, and then the next one is, okay, guys, seriously, you're gonna fail all your classes if you skip out. And then there was a Q&A session where he does even more jokes like that, but also a Q&A about schedules. And then like you always you'd have
this is killing me, the fact that I can't say like.
So some dunce would obviously be saying, a question about the dorms or something, and then in his PowerPoint he has this like bouncing animation where the words "schedules only" come up, and it was just like very, very good timing. Not my timing. My timing was really bad because I was very distracted about saying like and doing the banjo thing. So yeah.
Hey, in the long run, this is gonna help us. I'm telling you. Episode 10 of Pound It. We're gonna talk like scholars. Ah.
Well, we gotta put some like rules.
Yeah.
Down.
Okay. When it's clear that it's a filler word, that's when we censor it.
What is a filler word?
Like that. Exactly. Like that.
Like,
yeah.
So we need to bring up like the definition of like, because wait, did I say like in that?
Yeah, I think you did. I can't even tell anymore. Every
we
like
say like because we are so
we're just so comparative. We just love comparing things.
Okay, first we like to compare things, but we don't want to offend by our comparisons, so we'll say like, or like fills in like seemingly.
Yeah, that way you don't have to. It's
because
almost a.
We want to show that we are willing to change our opinion about it. So, if you're like, oh, it's like. I just used like in there. I'm not gonna touch the banjo right now, but as an example. But
yeah, it's different to say Jesus was a Nazi or Jesus was like a Nazi, and then
it
see,
like a Nazi.
it changes it. It changes how you feel about that.
You can't be like Jesus was seemingly like a Nazi. This is my regular speak.
Yeah, you wanna portray it in a way where people won't think, oh, they definitely think this. We think this in a like sort of way.
We want to be more forthright about what we say, but also we don't want to be assholes. At least that's what I'm trying to do.
Shall we go into the game show segment of the show?
Yeah.
All right. So I told you that the game show, from last episode I said your answer of choosing to work at Apple will be factored into this game show. So that's why this game show is now the Apple Dating Simulator.
Ooh.
So I'm going to provide to you scenarios with two of Apple's most famous people. We're going to have Tim Cook versus Steve Jobs.
Okay.
And
Easy, Tim Cook's gay.
No, hey, you haven't heard the scenarios yet. All right. So where just tell me where you're at. Like where just in a perfect world, where would you meet the love of your life?
In a perfect like scenario?
Yeah.
Where do I meet them?
Yeah. Like where would your dream meet of a person be?
Honestly, maybe after they do their set and we just do a conversation.
All right. So
set.
Tim Cook.
Does that count if I say like a stand-up set?
Nah. I cut you some slack.
Because it's
a comparative.
It is a stand-up set.
Yeah. All right. So Tim Donald Cook. Donald is his stage name because he likes using his middle name. Comes off the stage. Yeah, exactly. You already have something in common. He walks up to you and he's like, hey, I'm from Alabama, and I heard you joking about Donald Duck, and my middle name is Donald, so I like to quack all day long. You guys go into... Yeah, this is Tim. He's Alabama. I've never heard him speak. I looked up a bunch of facts about these people to portray the scenarios, okay?
Okay.
You guys go, he invites you to a sports bar, alright? Because he's a big football fan. At the sports bar, you have conversations, and mostly about health stuff, because he's really into keeping in shape, eating protein bars, and he starts making moves on you. He's confident. He's come out as gay, so you feel capable in the hands of Tim Cook. What do you do?
I could be any other person and be like, not that, but, oh, you rich. Oh. Is he paying for me?
No, of course not. he respects you as a fellow colleague.
You are the CEO of Apple. Your company now costs like around $1 trillion. Now that you broke that.
I'll tell you what.
Has never been valued at $1 trillion. You're the first.
He doesn't pay for you, but he invites you to his personal gym with his fitness trainer, Tyler.
All right. Is this like a threesome type deal?
Maybe it could lead to that. He's like looking into your eyes, trying to see if you're into that. What's your response?
Well, now I know.
Do you give him a little wink, a little nod?
Where are we now? Are we at the
You guys, you left the sports bar. You're at his gym with his friend Tyler.
This is an Apple trainer, so he might be biologically like engineering him. We're at the gym. Okay. I give him a wink as he pops squats.
Oh, ooh, Tim Cook likes that. He comes over and he's like, "Hey, I'm glad you made it to my gym. I hope you have a liking to Tyler. He's one of my closest friends, if you know what I mean."
I don't know what I mean. I just met you, but okay.
You want to do some karaoke with me? My favorite song, Sweet Home Alabama. Of course he's rich. He just has a karaoke machine in his gym. The only song on there is Sweet Home Alabama. Because he's from Alabama. It's just his favorite.
Okay, but are we done with the workout sesh? What does Tyler look like?
He's pretty peachy white.
Can I get like a Google image of him?
You want to get a Google image of Tyler?
Yeah, but it has to have the stock photo.
Okay.
I really like this atmosphere you're building for me.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, ooh, this is a good Tyler.
Because I can already imagine, Tim Cook's beauty.
But you want to imagine Tyler's beauty. All right, here you go. That's Tyler. He's always in that position too. He never moves.
Okay. All right.
All right. Do you sing "Sweet Home Alabama" with Tim Cook?
Okay. Does Tyler join us?
No. Tyler he stands there like that and watches.
Oh yeah. He can't move his arms.
No.
He's always like in a. He's in a...
It's a very judging pose, but it's an accepting judge because he's smiling.
He was first judging, and then now he's
approving.
Our singing, he's like, oh. You say like so many times.
So that's your night with Tim Cook. Now
similes.
Now's your night with Steve Jobs. All right.
All right.
So just pick another random spot.
We were not even in the stand-up place.
Well, he invited you out,
Okay. A concert.
All right, so the concert hall burns down, and instead they build a Buddhist. They build a Buddhist temple on that ground where the concert is. So you go to visit there, and you find Steve Jobs. He approaches you, he's wearing his classic black turtleneck,
He's burning sage and shit.
Yeah. He comes up to you and he's like, I always wanted to be a Buddhist. Do you love Buddha too?
I say, that's some hipster shit. Damn.
All right. Steve Jobs is semi-offended, but he thinks you're beautiful, so he keeps going with it. He invites you out for some fish at his own private cooking kitchen.
I feel like you said like in there, but I'm really just trying to listen to you and not...
Do you go with him to his private chef for some fish?
Sure.
All right. Now you're in his private chef area. He talks to you about, dropping out of college, and he's trying to convince you to leave MICA and just join Apple with him.
Join Apple?
Yeah.
Well, what is the scenario here? Is he still running Apple?
He's been fired twice. He's come back from the dead. And now he's back at it. He's competing against Tim Cook.
Okay, so they're competing for CEO position.
Yeah, and you're like the token.
Okay, I'm enjoying some fish here.
But
professional Apple chef.
He's really strict. He's like, so he's asking, but at the same time he's saying, you should really join Apple. You're gonna do it. You're gonna do it. I'm gonna make sure you do it. Focus is key. You have to do it. If you don't focus on it, you don't accomplish anything. Do it. Join me, Gabriel. Come on.
Oh my God. Steve, I just want to be...
He just died of cancer. Right in the midst of that sentence.
No, Steve. I guess Tim wins if he died.
Alright, I see that you're not a dedicated afterlife widower. You wouldn't dedicate your life to, loving Steve even after death.
I just met him. He's trying to push something on me.
He's very controlling, but he's loving.
He was not giving. He was more like... I don't like him.
Alright, so you chose Tim Cook. No! There's a surprise dating rival. Mark Zuckerberg walks into the room with your wedding with Tim Cook. Things have gone bad. Mark...
Detecting. All systems go. Gabriel is my love.
Zuck was your old
ex-robot.
Ex-robot for 5 years ago.
Oh shit, Zuck. The wedding's happening?
The wedding is happening, and Zuck is very, very angry. At the moment where the priest says, will anyone object to this wedding, Mark just yells out, objection.
What?
And the whole wedding is frozen. Alright, what do? You still have feelings for Zuck, he was born Jewish, so that is something, you still remember fondly.
Backstory besides Jewish.
He's born Jewish. What
was our relationship like?
He would whisper Chinese proverbs to you as you fell asleep, because he knew Chinese. You loved him.
Comfortable, but I liked him, so
you did love him for a time. You went to go see The Social Network with him when it came out, and he's always told you about how sad he is about being colorblind. You comforted him with that. You always made sure you wear blue because that's the only color he could see. And now at this wedding, you're still wearing blue.
Alright, I tell him, Zuck, I fucking unfriended you. Why are you here?
You cannot unfriend me.
But I just did. And then I have my iPhone there. And I press unfriend.
And then Zuck fades out of existence and becomes 0 and 1s.
No!
You have trapped him in the intersphere of the net, where he will forever remain a ghost. So as long as you never open your iPhone, you will never see Zuck.
Okay, Tim, you gotta help me out with this. Give me one in the assembly line. Got millions.
He's like, what in tarnation? I ain't gonna give you a phone.
I'm switching to Android.
What?
Alright, I think we ended.
Yeah, so that was your relationship. That was the Apple dating simulator. That was the payoff.
I worked at Apple and I went on a date with Steve Jobs, Tim Cook, and reunited with Zuck.
Yeah, it's a beautiful story. That's your future. That's what you have to look forward to.
Okay. I'll try to change it.
Alright, should we talk about the Hive-Mind? Because we've never actually talked about it on this.
We don't have a female guest.
Oh, but it's episode 5, The Hive.
Oh, what?
Do we keep the rhyme, or do you want to wait till we get a female guest on here?
Oh,
Because I do think with a female guest it'd be way better.
we already did the title. Shit.
I know.
I suggested a title like, liker, and liked because I like college. Oh, people like me here. Oh, I can't say like.
I think the I think
It wasn't you. It was just me.
I know you said like 5 times, Gabriel. How could you? You betrayed it. We don't have to do the Hive-Mind this episode, but I feel bad because we said we would.
We need more preparation. I want more preparation with that. I want a female guest.
Yeah.
So we can learn from them.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I need to make up my sexist mind.
All right. So we'll save that for next episode.
Also, the hive mind is just... I won't continue.
No spoilers for the people who don't know what the hive mind is.
Okay.
I don't want them to know until we know.
Stay tuned.
All right. Do you have anything else you want to talk about? I have one more thing, but
How long has this been going?
we've been going 53 minutes. We still have.
Okay. Say your thing, and then we wrap, and then I got to prepare for class.
All right. So I was on the train heading back, and I was thinking to myself about suicide in films, right?
Okay.
Yeah. What makes a good suicide in a film, and what makes a cheesy one?
Okay.
So first, I want to ask you that. What do you think?
How do you make a suicide not cheesy?
Yeah.
What are some examples of some high-profile suicides in film?
Well, you just saw what is it? A Single Man, and the suicide at the end of that. I mean, I don't think that's very cheesy, honestly. I think that's pretty elegantly done. But trying to think about a bad suicide, 13 Reasons Why comes up in mind.
I need to know you have to explain the full context of these two things.
Okay, so what
Let's just make it simple. Let's compare the two.
Okay. I mean, I also want to compare, because where this started from was me thinking about 3 Billboards on Ebbing, Missouri, and there's a suicide in mid of that movie.
I just want to say my parents saw it and they were like, "Where the fuck did this get an Oscar?" I haven't seen it yet. They were really confused.
It was a
They were
great
like,
movie.
This nothing happens here.
I love it. I think it's great. So I think what makes a good suicide is surprise, because the true emotion that most of us
Humor.
like humor, but like when you think about suicide that happens in real life, usually the reaction is, why did they do it? And it's this feeling of like it doesn't make sense. Famous people, when they kill themselves, it's like what went wrong? We just automatically are in confusion of why they would do that. And I think when a suicide is good in a film, it has this air of shock and almost like and this feeling of their life is getting better. It understands that suicide comes from a darker place than just your external factors. It's internal. It's like this internal struggle that's been going on inside of these characters. This thing that they aren't showing and they aren't really dealing with, and that eats them up in the end and ends in suicide. In 3 Billboards, Ebbing, Missouri, we see a character who shockingly kills themselves halfway through the film after they have like the best day of their life. And it's that type of thing where, why would they do it? They like all the scenes we've seen of them so far have been happy moments with their family, and sure, they were dying of cancer, but we only really faced that for a couple scenes. We had a lot of good moments between this character. This character was happy before they killed themselves, or seemingly so. And I think that is important. I think it's important to show that this character isn't killing themselves for something so banal, or
Yeah, I mean, your description of that I haven't seen it, but it would draw me in.
Yeah.
I would assume, because it was unexpected. I don't know what's happening. I'm going to watch more of this because this very serious thing that people do to themselves just happened.
Yeah.
And, yeah. that would be a way to like.
And so for me, like the problem comes in where, let's say, 13 Reasons Why, the suicide is like is over dramatic, like the suicide of that show is, oh, this girl killed herself because she was raped, sexually assaulted, beaten up, bullied. It's like all these horrible things to explain why she killed herself.
There's a lot of cheese in 13 Reasons.
Yeah, it's almost it's crazy how they have to overdo it to a point, so that way it can be like, oh, okay, I get why she killed. Nobody experiences that much pain.
I think they did that. It's because they want no argument that it was not like you're not focused. You're not focused on who's this bitch? Why did she do this? She didn't have to do that. More like, well, okay.
Podcast listeners are gonna be so pissed off that we're doing. We're trying to fix ourselves.
I'm losing my train of thought.
Yeah.
That you're not on you're not against her.
Mm-hmm.
It's
yeah.
It's clear that you're tuned in on the crime of the show, the mystery.
But it's such a cheap way of like making you empathize with a character. There's always like the saying in writing.
They're really trying to be on the right side.
Yeah. If you want people to empathize with your character, just put them through the shitter and automatic empathy. Or even cheaper is just give them a family. And then they have a family. I care about him. He has children. He's a daddy. I have a daddy. I love my daddy.
I have kids.
Yeah, exactly. And so there doesn't need to be any more characterization or reason to care about them.
It's a multifactorial issue with 13 Reasons because they also want to be politically correct in that way about the suicide stuff.
It's strange. 13 Reasons Why.
I saw the documentary of it, and it's very clear.
The whole marketing ploy of them saying this show is treating suicide in a radical new way. We're trying to be true to this thing, trying to be true to how teens feel. And
so, they're like, oh, we're going to show everything.
Yeah, but it's blatant that it's obviously just become extremist, like almost violent porn type. Not in that way of like where we get thrill out of seeing, that type of stuff. It's like gore porn for Saw franchises, but for teens. Sure. Yeah.
It's really hard to talk about this without saying like.
I know. I'm having brain aneurysm.
I know we're just comparing it to porn. And so, do you say
it's
porn?
It's teen porn. It's
in the vein of porn where it's explicit.
Yeah, where coming of age is also in that way, like teen porn. We have this. I keep saying gravitational pull to this media, to this. That's why I've stayed away from 13 Reasons Why. I just feel like I will feel exploited as a teenager.
I allowed myself to be. I completed the whole thing. But I just wanted to have an opinion on it.
Yeah. I've seen clips, and they've made me cringe.
It's very... also, it's weird because we're art students, so we don't really relate.
I mean,
I don't know.
Do high schools exist like that?
I don't know.
I seriously doubt it. I doubt there's that. It's like Degrassi. That was an appropriate version of life.
Why would that shows like Degrassi and all of that exist if it wasn't at least a majority?
I find it hard to believe. I believe that a lot of people talk about stuff like that. I believe the gossip is real. I don't believe that there are actually things happening every week or so. Exactly like the shows depict.
I'm not killing you on your likes right now, but
thank you.
Yeah. Oh my god!
Jesus Christ!
I think this is a much deeper conversation that we could have, but we should probably rap about suicide now.
Oh gosh, suicide! It's a suicide. Alright.
Rappers commit suicide sometimes.
It just happens, you know.
Suicide rap. Do you have a beat?
You wanted to play a beat for you?
I have a beat.
Okay, you go.
Alright.
How is this gonna work on Skype though? I feel like we're gonna get lag.
Oh shit.
It's gonna sound so bad during the actual recording mix.
Wait, no. This is how it works, okay? You have to be the one playing the beat. So my beat is going to be for me.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I'm using MF Doom's beats. He has a whole like extended playlist of all of his beats that he's ever used.
Alright. I can look for that.
I also got to pee real bad, but I'll make it rhyme. You want to go first or me?
You go first because I'm still waiting for a beat.
We had a talent show and there's an actual rapper and I'm good friends with him now.
Oh, hey. Invite him to the show. Maybe he can start helping us.
You know, that might actually work. I have to pee so bad. Is that good?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Oh, God. Yeah. Suicide rap. Gonna run a lap around my mind because I'm depressed. Pressed for time, pressed for life. I'm trying to impress everyone at college because I'm not feeling rhymes right now.
Yeah, me neither. I really am not. I'm gonna do it too.
This is embarrassing.
Dude, I'm gonna do it too to make you feel better, but I'm really not feeling it right now.
There's sometimes, like our last time, we could kind of rhyme.
We were dancing. I went too far.
We could see each other.
Yeah, I went too far in too many places last time. I haven't apologized on.
Maybe this is a little better.
Okay, wait, you want me to?
Put on the video.
Alright.
Okay. Oh, you're doing special herbs. Good.
Yo. I once knew a little boy, and I knew that he would have reached for a toy, and I said, "Oh boy, you don't want to get that soy milk."
You don't have to do a 3.
Yeah. Jeffrey Dahmer was a little killer. Maybe should have killed something else like a Miller. Miller's Crossing is a movie that I watched, and I like Coen Brothers, so you can suck my cock.
Ooh.
Whoa! There's a hard drive. I purchased a hard drive for this school. This beat is getting out of tempo with me, and I just want to say I love party. That's not true. That's a lie. I don't party. I'm not really a party guy. Bye.
Okay, let's do another shuffle on these special herbs.
Right.
Spice up your morning about suicide.
Okay, gotcha.
Maybe if I heard more edgy rap like the Suicide Boys or something.
Suicide rap. What?
Oh shit. Okay, no, I thought they were lyrics. Let me just do some rhymes without words. So, tickle.
Pickle.
My name's Ted. Pet your dog. Go. Getting a hog. Going for a jog. I did some exercise today. Trying to stay happy so I don't commit suicide. That's what we're rapping about. I told everyone that I can cook here. I can't really cook.
Suicide confessions.
We're rapping about food raps. I keep saying food raps in everything I do, but
we're not feeling it this episode.
I don't like having like a third audience.
What do you
I'm
mean?
sure. Yeah, the roommates.
Oh,
Let me try it one more time.
no, I think let's end this show in a different way. I think
I'm so sad.
we have to find a different way to end this because the rapping's not working. All right. What's a good way? How do you want to end this? What do you want to say? What do you really want to say? Deep down in your heart, Gabriel, what do you want to say?
I just want to stay truthful to myself, and at MICA, just being truthful and honest to anyone. Be yourself in college, because no one's looking out for you but yourself, except if you're in MICA, because
yeah,
you're fucked.
I want to fucking kill you guys. You guys, every time I just think, I'm like, God, Gabriel and Jenny and James, they all have each other, and I'm just here having to rebuild from the bottom up.
Don't commit suicide, Alex.
Oh.
That's what I'm trying to say.
All right. Well, what I want to say to the lovely people at home is, hey, this is what my dad always said. Don't go chasing after that first fish, because that second fish is just as scrumptious. Well, my dad always said, not today. Today's not the day to do it.
Not today.
Suicide, it's not the answer.
Just don't do it today. It's not a good day.
Yeah, save it for tomorrow. Tomorrow's, come on. You could go to the gym today. Make yourself look good for that dead, carcass viewing.
Also, you might want to have, like, a little more money so you can get, like, a good coffin. So work at your career a little bit.
That's true. Yeah, flesh it
and
out.
Maybe strengthen your relationships with your friends and family so that more people are at your funeral.
I want to have a big funeral, Gabriel. I want a hefty funeral. That's my goal. I want
my funeral to be a comedy show.
I want my funeral to be an event. I want it to be like 500 people, and I want, it's like a video game, okay? You spend all of your life just trying to accumulate as many points as you want, so that at the end screen, you have all these characters.
High score. That's your high score.
That's my high score, baby.
Also, like, how good your food buffet scenario is there. The catering.
You can pay for your own funeral now. You can do it. I would love to do that. But I'm gonna have to work on myself because I want my dead body to look really good. I want, when people walk up to my casket, for them to say, like, any pretty girl I've known, I want them to look at my dead body and be like, oh, fuck, I didn't realize it was gonna look this good. When he died, it's just, he died at the top of his game.
Yeah, I guess that's it's that.
That's the best you can want out of.
So don't commit suicide just yet. Have a life and then do it.
Yeah. See, if you're gonna kill yourself, do it when you're 70. When you think you beat the game.
Yeah. The game, as in rapping.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have good rappers at mine.
Oh yeah. Kendrick's gonna show up and he's just gonna he's gonna be an old man doing a low performance.
And he's gonna give me some bars.
Yeah. All right. I think that was the show. I think we ended it today.
Tell me how you felt about the Skype thing after editing.
After editing it? Yeah,
some fun with those banjo noises.
It's gonna be interesting. Maybe the audio will be clearer, maybe it won't. But hey, let us know, Israel. Let us know.
Yeah, whichever comment. You're gonna be a guest very soon. Yeah,
we're planning on it, Israel. You're gonna be on this podcast. We haven't even talked about. We should shout out Israel for just a little bit. It's just Israel. We've read every comment. We've loved every single one of them. We think you'll be fantastic on this thing.
We should do live streams.
We love you, bud. We love you.
This is like what they do in a live stream, though. Like, they call out someone's name if they say something.
That's true.
This is what this is reminding me of.
But it would only be Israel. He's the
no, but then, like, the other people who don't comment at all, but, like, listen to two teenage boys because they're 70-year-old men will come. Just an idea. All right, we're good.
All right, that's the show. Thank you for listening. We'll be back next. Pound it, episode 5. 6 will be the Hive, and we'll have a female. Bye.
You're just lonely.
I am. I'm just.
end this call already. Oh my god.
All right, that was it. That was episode 5. Thank you for listening. Bye. Wait, let's do our sign off. Do you remember it?
When you
When you
no, you have to do the improv thing where you have to say the same.
yeah. Okay. Sometimes
Sometimes
I dream.
got a dream.
Sometimes I got a dream. That's our ending slogan now forever.
All right, pound it. Sometimes I got a dream.
We just keep on dreaming.